We are working to learn more about that deadly rollover crash Dave's been talking about.
News Channel 5's Dan Kennedy is on the scene. He's been there all morning for us. Dan, police tell us the victim was ejected from the car.
Ejected from the car, and we have confirmed with police on the scene that he was not wearing a seatbelt, as we usually see in these cases with ejection. And just in, the police officer working the scene, the investigator says that he likely would have survived if he was wearing a seatbelt. It's a 20-year-old man we're talking about. His family has been notified. It happened on I-40 East at White Bridge Road, about 200 yards back from where you're looking right now, over to where those TDOT trucks are located. That's where we're told he overcorrected after going off the road and then started veering his car in a zigzag formation, and that's when this car flipped, and that's when he was ejected. He was still alive when they got on the scene. They took him to the hospital, but he died shortly thereafter at Vanderbilt. So the fatal crash team is out on the scene and back here live this morning. They have their work cut out for him, several hundred yards worth of debris, and that's why they've had to shut down 3/4 of the lanes here, I-40 East at White Bridge Road. But they're hopeful they're going to have at least the far two left lanes reopened here within the next 20 minutes or so. Definitely the far left lane is open, but they've had to close it on and off as they walk back and forth to photograph different pieces of the road. So just keep in mind those alternative routes that Dave gave you a minute ago. If you normally use I-40 East to get into downtown, you do have some options this morning, but the fatal crash team will be out here for a couple more hours. Reporting live this morning on I-40 East, Dan Kennedy, News Channel 5.
Dan, thank you. More breaking news now. This out of Dubai. An emergency landing of an Emirates airline flight ended in flames. Now, this video, look at that, taken by a man inside the Dubai airport. The flight was forced to make the landing due to that fire that started when they were actually in the air. This is amazing as you look at that video, that 282 passengers and 18 crew members on board made it out safely. Everyone was evacuated in time. So great job again by the crew and the pilots.
Yeah, that crew needs to be commended big time. All right, new this morning, a man is waking up in jail after buying drinks at a honky-tonk. What was the problem with that? Bogus money. Police say they found yaki sales with 55 fake $100 bills. That's a ton of money. Of course, it's all fake. Security at the Honky Tonk Central on Broadway called the cops and let them know that someone was buying drinks with what looked like counterfeit money. Good job by the Honky Tonk folks down there. When police arrived, sales took off on foot. Officers say he threw the fake dollars and a pistol in an alleyway. Police picked that up. Other nearby officers caught up with that suspect just a few blocks away. Sales now facing a laundry list of charges, including theft, criminal simulation, and even tampering.
A $5,000 reward is now up for grabs for identifying a killer on the run for more than 30 years. Teenage sisters Carla Atkins and Vicky Stout were last seen alive in 1980, walking on Highway 79 in Dover. Their bodies were later found in the land between the lakes. Both girls were killed with a shotgun. The TBI announced in December that witnesses remember seeing the sisters talk to a man in a blue truck. And this is an age progression sketch of that man. Call 1-800-TBI-FIND if you can help.
An accused killer is behind bars this morning. Metro Police arresting Joseph Ware late last night for the murder of Billy Ray Plunk. Detectives say that Ware and another man robbed Plunk in the parking lot of his Bellevue apartment complex a couple of weeks back. Even shot him after he had handed over his belongings. A second suspect, Jamal Bakhtar, was arrested on Friday. Both men are now charged with first-degree murder.
Happening now, officials are desperately searching for a Memphis teen swept into the Mississippi River. We're told the 14-year-old was hiking in Shelby Forest yesterday with his family when he slipped on mud and fell into the river. First responders are using boats and helicopters to look for him. Severe weather has caused major flooding issues around that area.
Here's a unique story. A Nolensville man needs your help this morning, tracking down an irreplaceable stolen necklace. It's a cross containing the ashes of his twin brother.
The day he passed, part of me passed as well. And that's one reason why that necklace brought me comfort is, feeling like he was hugging me again all the time.
Carson Harris has worn that necklace ever since his brother Chase died 3 years ago, but the necklace broke and he was going to get it fixed. He had it in his car, ready to take it to the repair shop. His car was burglarized, however, and someone stole that necklace. If you've seen it at a pawn shop or online, somebody trying to get rid of it, call the Three French Hens antique store in Nolensville. Again, Three French Hens, that's a shop that Carson's family operates. They desperately want that necklace back.
And big changes are heading for Fontenelle. Metro Council passed an expansion plan last night after some amendments to the original measure. The plan will put a hotel and conference hall on the Whites Creek property. Another big talker on last night's agenda is an affordable housing bill. It offers incentives to builders and developers that includes at least 5 more affordable units in their projects. It passed on its second reading, and a final vote is set for September. And it is, as we mentioned at the top of the hour, the first day of a new school year for thousands of Metro students.
News Channel 5's Sophie Nielsen-Colding is at Maplewood High School this morning, and you were speaking with Dr. Sean Joseph, the new director. A little while ago, classes are already in session, though, but we're seeing a lot of those kids behind you still, Sophie.
Yeah, if you take a look, you can see some people heading in the doors. They've been welcoming students here for about an hour now. These students are heading in for their first day of classes. It'll be a half day. They have a new principal here, and as you said, the Metro District has a brand new director of schools. The district has been without one for about a year now. We spoke with him earlier this morning, and he said that he hopes to make Metro the best urban school district in the country. Now, he says that will take a couple of years. He has a long-term plan, 1 to 3 years. But I asked him, what changes can parents see this year? And he says customer service. When you ask a question, you can expect to get an answer. Here's what he said in his own words.
And we're asking our staff, what does that look like? And what does it look like when you walk into a school and you see people intentionally working to exceed your expectations? And that's something we can measure and check on this year, and it'll be a focus.
So you can see a couple of students still trickling in there. Important to note, no school tomorrow, but there is a full day on Friday for grades 1 through 12. Pre-K and kindergarten, though, will still have a half day on Friday. Even if you don't have kids in school, make sure to slow down while you're on the road. Speed zones in schools, 15 to 20 miles an hour. We've got lots more information on our website, newschannel5.com, a whole back-to-school section just for you. Reporting live in Nashville, Sophie Nielsen-Colding, News Channel 5.